All right, off we go. It's the Ryan Hartson Show on BWC Internet Radio. I'm Ryan Hartson. Good to have you in today. We will be talking NBA Finals here today, and I will be doing a little Plexico Burst conversation tomorrow, depending on, if I want to or not, really. But today is a day for the NBA Finals. What a tremendous Game 3 we had, as advertised, entertaining, captivating, a game of runs, a game of drama. It was exciting from the opening tip until the final buzzer. Dwayne Wade was excellent, 29 points, shot brilliantly, 12 for 21. Chris Bosh played alright with his 18 points, 7 out of 18 shooting, not what you're looking for. LeBron James was okay with his 17 points, had 9 assists, playing beautifully, doing LeBron James last night. Listen, I'm going to open this up for a second. What we don't understand in sports is that the number one thing we look at when we watch those highlights on SportsCenter, it goes to the quick box score right after they show the highlight. The first thing we look at, how many points did LeBron James score? How many home runs did Albert Pujols hit? How many yards did Tom Brady throw for? How many nah, not even. NASCAR doesn't have that. How low did Tiger go in his round? How many sets did Nadal win in? The first thing we look at, there are the big numbers in sports that we look at in each sport, and in this one, in basketball, in the NBA Finals, it's points. LeBron James scored 17 points, a pedestrian number for the best player in the NBA. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it because I like LeBron or whatever people accuse me of. I'm pro LeBron. Is that a bad thing now? Is it bad to be pro LeBron? Oh no, he likes LeBron James. What a shame. Everyone else hates him now. Even though the hate is a little unwarranted. Just a bit unwarranted. But I get it with LeBron. I get why we don't like him, I guess. But I'm totally over it. I was never on anything. I was never upset at him. I don't understand why we were. But I'm not going to lie to you. Despite all that, there's no point in lying. LeBron did not play well. He has not played well yet in this series. Only 17 points. Really good player. Best player in the NBA. Hasn't played like it in the NBA Finals. And it goes back to the last time he was in the Finals as well. He only scored 21 points a game when he got swept by the Spurs. Now, that was being swept by the Spurs, and that Cavs team was the worst team to play in the NBA Finals in history. And that's not arguable. I can't even tell you who the second best player on that team was after LeBron James. LeBron by himself, literally all by himself, to the NBA Finals. And it was a miracle that he got there in the first place, beating a Pistons team that looked like they were going to go back for the second time in 4 years, something like that. Probably 4 years. And, now, though, he's only scoring 17 points. I think he's scoring around 20 points, 19 points a game in these 3 games in this NBA Finals. And Dwayne Wade has turned it on. He's been spectacular in this series, scoring a ton of points. He was brilliant in Game 2, even better in game, or not quite as good in this game, but he was still unbelievable. He is an unbelievable NBA talent as well, Dwayne Wade, the second best player behind LeBron in the NBA. But what people don't understand about the game, because LeBron didn't score the points, LeBron still had a very good game. His shooting wasn't there, he wasn't scoring. He absolutely shut down Jason Terry, who scored 0 points in the fourth quarter for the second time in this series. LeBron is on top of him. He's keeping him down. He's slowing him down, doing a spectacular job of it. LeBron is shutting him down defensively. LeBron James is the best defender in this series and probably the best defender in the NBA. He is absolutely spectacular. He is doing things athletically that maybe no one in the history of the NBA can do. He can defend any position on the court and defended extremely well. He defended Derrick Rose, a point guard. Now he's defending a 2 with Jason Terry, who's about the same size, maybe even a little smaller. He can defend threes. He can defend fours. I mean, you will not see a guy in the NBA very often, except for, maybe Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson, that could defend all 5 positions on the court and play all 5 positions on the court. That was more Magic than Michael. Michael was legitimately a 2. Could drive to the cup like a power forward, but legitimately a 2. And, Michael was an athletic defender on the perimeter and did phenomenal things defending the perimeter, where LeBron can defend every single position on the floor. I believe he could shut down Dirk Nowitzki if they gave him that opportunity. For whatever reason, Eric Spoelstra sees him fit to having him defend Jason Terry in this series, which is fine because Udonis Haslem can get the job done. Chris Bosh cannot. We know that from Game 2. But Miami can have Haslem defend Dirk and do okay. Dirk was brilliant in this game, 34 points. They were spectacular while he was on the court, his plus-minus being 12, and that's more of a hockey stat, but I think it's interesting to look at one way or the other. And, Miami was good. Miami played really well last night, got up to a bunch of big leads. Dallas battled back every single time. Miami's mental toughness should come into question a bit after this game. When you keep choking these leads away and you can't put games away, you can't finish people off, you're still running that stupid offense where you're just running down the shot clock and taking bad threes. They didn't do it as much last night. There was really just the one possession at the very end of the game that they did that on, where LeBron just held onto the ball, and just jacked up a 3. And I would have said that was a bad offense one way or the other. And they did it a couple other times where they were actually able to make the threes, where Dwayne Wade would just walk it up the court and they hit a 3. LeBron did it as well. I believe Chalmers had that as well. But actually, Chalmers, his 3 had a little ball movement on it. So Miami did have a little better ball movement later in the fourth quarter, as opposed to Game 2. Has played. They've done a very good job in Game 3. They really did improve that. However, those 1 or 2 possessions where you run a stupid offense, as I call it now, no ball movement, maybe one quick pass, and then you just jack up a 3 with 2 seconds left on the shot clock. That's not championship-winning offense, and that will kill Miami eventually. If Miami doesn't figure out how to put Dallas away, eventually Dirk will get you. Dirk got you in Game 2, and he will get you again. You just got to be very careful of that. And but I think with the 2 superstars, they always are out in front of Dallas. Yeah, they're always doing fantastic things. It's fun to watch Miami play. They're doing an excellent job, and from Dallas's perspective, it's strange what's going on. I mean, Dirk is keeping them in these games absolutely by himself. You can't talk about Dirk enough. He is a phenomenal player. And, sorry, I was yelling at my mom, by the way, when I said yeah in the middle of that. My mom came down, and she's wondering if I'm home, which clearly I am. I'm sitting right here. Anyway, but besides Dirk keeping them in games, Dirk doing a fantastic job keeping it close, but Dallas has no one else that can score. Dallas has absolutely nobody else that can score, and it's actually kind of embarrassing when you think about it. Because you talk about overselling teams. What people in sports media do is they'll always oversell teams, right? In each round of the playoffs, there's been a facade that we've kind of run as a media unit. The one in the first round was the Bulls are going to sweep through and win every series in 4 games and then play a tough 7-game series against the Lakers. And none of that happened. Indiana gave them an extremely hard time in that first round. That was the facade in the first round. Facade in the second round was that Boston can still put it together offensively and can still match up offensively with Miami, which was something I bought into, which is unfortunate because I should have seen that. I should have seen it coming, where Miami can do everything Boston could do, and they're way more athletic. That's why they won that series, and Boston did what they could, obviously, but it was a facade. It was, they were pretending to be something they weren't. They were pretending to be a dominant team on offense when really they're just dominant on defense and have a tough time with all these old people putting the ball in the cup. And then in the conference finals, the facade was the Bulls have enough offense to beat Miami, which is clearly a load of crap. And in the Western Conference, oh yeah, the Oklahoma City Thunder have just enough to get past Dallas and don't need more experience, which was something not a lot of people bought into. I did. I loved Oklahoma City from square one. And the facade in the NBA Finals was, oh yeah, Dallas has enough talent. They're a deep team. They have enough talent on offense to score when they don't. When you think about Jason Kidd, who's old, 9 points last night, not going to get it done there. Played 35 minutes, though. Man, he plays a ton of minutes for an old guy, which is very, very impressive. And, Tyson Chandler, 5 points. Dirk, 34, obviously. Sean Marion, 10. Jason Terry had 15. That's not getting it done. You don't have the offense. I mean, if Miami doesn't keep blowing these leads and allowing Dirk to get it going, they can win this series easily. Because at the end of the day, just like the Bulls, the Mavericks cannot score with the Heat. LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh, 3 elite players, no matter what you think of Chris Bosh, against Dirk Nowitzki and a bunch of guys that are very good defensively, energy players. They have fantastic ball movement, much better offense in principle than the Bulls did. But at the same time, they cannot score the points to get past Miami. And I think that's the bottom line. And Miami is shutting them down defensively, doing an excellent job of that. Miami is the best defensive team really in the league, and it's almost not that close, I feel like. Because the Bulls were supposed to be the most dominant defensive team we've seen in a decade, and Miami handled them easily. So Miami is just doing unbelievable things defensively, and their defenders can score points. Haslam is a bad example. Chalmers hitting all those threes, only 12 points, but 4 of 6. When you hit 4 threes, that's key. That's big offense. That's playing big time. And Dwayne Wade with his 29, obviously, and LeBron's got to get it going. He did his best Magic Johnson impersonation last night. He's going to need to score more points to keep it going in this series. And I think he's going to be able to. I think he came out attacking, and then he saw LeBron, or rather he saw Dwayne Wade get hot, so he decided to be more of a distributor, and that's fine. We forget that's why these guys got together in the first place, was so LeBron could be a distributor. So he didn't have to be Superman. He went to Miami, so when he's having an off night like he was last night, Dwayne Wade's there. That's what this night was. Why? I don't know why people are saying, "Oh, LeBron," all of a sudden we're attacking LeBron's career. Calm down, everybody. Slow down. LeBron had an off night, understood he was having an off night, and decided to get the ball to Dwayne Wade more often. And Dwayne Wade totally played big. And he got it done. And we'll see what happens in Game 4. And that's what's happened in all these games. And so now in Game 4, I think Miami's going to get too comfortable again. I would expect Dallas to have another amazing comeback and win the next one. I think Miami's mental toughness isn't enough to put a stranglehold on the series. I don't think they have what it takes to get a 3-1 lead. I don't think they have that. I think this has to be a close series one way or the other. And I think Dallas is going to tie up the series Tuesday night. I think Dirk is going to have to be phenomenal. I think he will be. Jason Terry has had his issues in this series, especially with LeBron James covering him. But I think despite Miami playing as amazing as they are, Dallas is still right there. And, can Dallas stay with it? Can they keep making plays? Can Dirk do enough? Because it's Dirk by himself, but he totally has what it takes to win a championship by himself. If anyone can do it, he can. And I think Dallas is going to win the next one. All right, so there you go. Corey will be around tomorrow to talk about Game 4, get you ready for Game 4 a little more in depth. I might do some Plexico Burrs tomorrow. And we'll be back, Corey and I, for JMFPSB together at some point later this week, I hope. So that'll be that. All right, it's Ryan Hartson on BWC Internet Radio.